What's up, everyone? This is your host, John, and let's start with our first story, titled, I, 30 female, cheated on my husband, 27 male. He's taking it well, but I feel he resents me. I know I did something awful and disgusting, and when I couldn't take the guilt anymore, I cut off my affair partner and confessed everything to my husband. He got more upset and depressed than angry, and I begged for him to not divorce me. I proposed counseling, therapy, even allowing him to have sex with other women, but he wasn't interested. He said he wanted to try to work us out, and I jumped in being the best wife a man can ask for. I cook his favorite dishes, leave him loving notes, and bought new lingerie to entice him. His reactions are lukewarm at best. He smiles and thanks me, but not once he has said he loves me since I have confessed. He barely initiates anything, and I basically have to push myself on him, not that he complains. Sometimes we talk about this, but I think I still lost the man I love. His behavior with me feels very artificial, and nothing changes his facade. I can be playful, I can be sad, I can get angry, and I can get seductive. His reaction is always this stupid smile and polite words. He was so emotional and sincere before all of this happened. I want him to let out his true emotions with me, even if he hates me. I still love him so much. What can I do to fix this? TLDR, I cheated on my husband. He doesn't get angry and is always kind with me, but I feel he's become indifferent to me. And let's take a quick look at the comments before I give my 2 cents. Someone asked OP, what do you expect from him? OP replied, to talk to me, even just to insult or berate me. But at least we would be communicating. He speaks only in one-word sentences with me. Sometimes he won't even do that. Just point at something like a bottle of water to pass it to him. Another said, he's disassociating from you, probably seeing someone else. But regardless, it's over. Sounds like you've been reduced to a roommate, yes? OP replied, not even a roommate. Someone said I've been reduced to a bang maid. Isn't it the consequence of your own actions? You deserve this after all. And now to the update. I cheated on my husband, and now I suspect he's seeing another woman. He knows I cheated. We didn't separate, and I begged him to not divorce and let me fix this. He agreed, but his behavior since my confession has basically been one of indifference. Like I wrote on my last post, I do my best to be the best wife he could ask for. I cook his favorite foods, get him gifts, and screw his brains out every night. He just smiles and thanks me. He acts kind and never yells at me, but I feel his icy indifference under that mask of courtesy. 2 weeks ago, he started coming home late, very late, and when he does, he just goes to bed. I asked him what's going on, and he told me in the kindest way possible that it's not my business. I call him when he stays out and he picks up only once. I heard a woman laughing in the background. I am starting to think he is cheating back on me. It hurts. If he told me, at least I would do my best to stomach it. I deserve this after all. But he won't tell me. He just shuts me out. A common friend told me she spotted him in a car with a woman she didn't recognize, and this felt like a stab in the heart. She said she couldn't describe her exactly because she wore big sunglasses, but she recognized my husband because of his particular taste in neckties. They were talking, but my friend said that from their position it looked like they were holding hands, or one of them was touching the other's lap. I don't know what to do. If he is having an affair, I deserve it, but I need to know. The uncertainty is killing me. Should I confront him? Should I try to find out more? I don't know how much more I can take of this. I wish he would at least communicate with me. Some additional information from OP. Someone asked, how long were you together, and how long did the affair last? Who is the other man? OP responded with, we've been married for 5 years, and my affair lasted a couple of months. It was with a client. Another question was asked. Are you seeing a therapist? Do you know why you cheated? OP answered, I ended things with the client and transferred his account to a colleague. I haven't had any contact since. I've been in individual therapy. I don't know why I did all this. My body felt like it was on autopilot. There's no point in talking now. You should have spoken up before all of this. You don't even know why you cheated. It seems like you don't want to own your actions. And the second update. He left me and he was cheating on me. I did like you guys said and begged him to talk to me. He didn't want to, but I cried and yelled so much I puked all over. He got softer with me, he helped me clean up, and we talked. I asked him if he was cheating on me, and he said he was talking with someone but didn't do anything with her. I asked if she was the woman my friend saw him with. He thought about it a little, but said no. It was another woman whom he met a month ago in his office. I asked him how could he, and he said I gave him permission. And he didn't do anything besides unloading his problems and our situation with her. But he played it like he was having a full affair, so I could feel what he felt. especially because, according to him, I neglected him and made it obvious I was cheating on him. He said he was suffering, and I was almost rubbing it in his face. I told him I wasn't doing it on purpose, and he said this was even worse because I didn't care at all. He said that everything I did after confessing meant nothing and just made him think I am selfish, self-centered, and lack any sort of self-respect. I asked him if we could work on myself and our marriage, but he said we can have counseling to sort ourselves out, but the marriage is over. He said he wishes no ill will on me and decided to cut his charade because he could no longer bear to the woman he once loved suffer like that. But he said I'm no longer that woman. I started sobbing again, and he held me, but he kept saying no when I asked him, we work this out. I asked him what he was going to do, and he's moving out. He already found a new place. I asked him if he was going to live with that woman, and he said no, but she was close enough. I asked him how he could pick a total stranger he met a month ago over his wife of 5 years. He said his wife of 5 years no longer exists. He has to pick between two strangers, and that woman made a much better impression on him. I told him he was a fool, and he could not know this woman will probably use and dump him. He got harsh and said she's better than me for sure. He said he won't tell our families our marriage ended because I cheated, but because we grew apart, and that he will leave the house to me, as long as I make the divorce smooth. But if I try to take him to the cleaners, drag it out, or cause any problem, he will tell everyone what I did and destroy me and my reputation. This happened yesterday, and he has already packed up almost everything. I can't stop crying and I can't believe this is happening. This is horrible and unfair. This is not horrible and unfair. You're getting what you deserve. He doesn't owe you anything, except that you've ruined your marriage. And the third update, got served divorce papers today. This feels like a nightmare. I keep telling myself it's not real, and I'm going to wake up. My husband moved out 2 weeks ago, ostensibly to live with another woman. But I kept an eye on him, had some friends tell me his going-ons, and seemingly there was no other woman at all. I hoped he was just collecting his thoughts and that he would come back to me. But today he did it. He had me served. I don't want to believe he is done with us. I love him so much and I miss him every day. Oh, shut it. You don't cheat on someone you love. Let this be a lesson and don't cheat on the next person you find. And next, the second story titled, I, 25 male, ghosted my girlfriend, 23 female, of 1.5 years after she cheated on me. She apparently has panic attacks and her friends and my sister beg me to get back with her. My ex Anna, 23, is my sister Abby's, 23, best friend. My sister and I were never close, mostly because I spent most of my life in a hostel and moved out pretty quickly after I got into college. When Abby started college, she moved in with me to save money. So I got introduced to her best friend of over 16 years, Anna, and we started dating. Abby had a huge role in this because she seriously wanted us to end up marrying each other. However, the relationship blossomed and we moved in together. So me, Anna, and Abby lived together and it was amazing. We were like a happy little family. The relationship was progressing smoothly, to my knowledge. We had plenty of sex, and Abby made sure she gave us a lot of privacy. It was bliss, until she cheated on me with her ex. I recently got a promotion and my work hours increased. So one day, I took a half day and came home to hear Abby yelling at Anna as loud as humanly possible. I didn't want to get into the middle of it, so I just waited for them to be over. She was yelling stuff like, "You shouldn't have contacted ex-boyfriend. You shouldn't have effed him. Can you even imagine how hurt he will be? If you don't want him, break up." This piqued my interest, and I went to the lawn and eavesdropped on their conversation. She had been effing him for 3 months and basically went to him when I was at work, or when she told us she had class. Most of the conversation was her justifying her actions, and Abby yelling at her for being human garbage and that she shouldn't have told her. From what I could gather, Abby knew about this for quite some time. She was saying things like he charmed her into bed, that he was a god in bed, and it had nothing to do with me. She loved me with all her heart, supposedly, but still had some unresolved feelings for her ex-boyfriend. She wanted to experiment sexually, which she could obviously do with me. She was trying to validate her actions by saying that humans are not made for monogamous relationships and that it doesn't matter anymore because she ended it. At this point, my sister got a call and the conversation ended. I was heartbroken and went for a long walk, after which I called my best friend and asked him what to do. He immediately told me that I should just take my stuff and move in with him. We made a plan. I would go home and act tired and leave at night without their knowledge. I did what he said. My sister acted like everything was normal, and even though I tried to coax some information out of her, she didn't budge and stuck to her lies. This made me feel like she was at fault. She betrayed me, not as much as Anna, but she did. Anna even tried to initiate sex, but I was utterly disgusted at her. When everybody fell asleep, I packed some stuff and left. I didn't leave a note or anything, I just left. I blocked both of them everywhere. I called my father and told him everything, and he supported my decision. But he said that I should try and forgive my sister, and I told him that I would try. Within a week, I sent them a notice to move out within 30 days. Abby texted me from another number, and we talked for some time. She was extremely apologetic and said she didn't know what to do. She asked me for an extension on the date because neither of them have enough money to move out, and that they'd move out within another 14 days. She offered to cut Anna out of her life to save our relationship, but I thought it was too late for that, and that it didn't matter. I was not interested in any relationship with either of them, because they had broken my trust when living under my roof, mostly on my money. She had known what was going on from the very beginning of the affair, but chose to remain silent, because she didn't want to damage her relationship with me or with Anna. I told her that I'd try to forgive her and hung up. I unblocked her at my father's request. Meanwhile, Anna is miserable. Apparently, her depression is back with much more intensity. She has panic attacks at night because I'm not with her, has nightmares of me getting married to someone else, and in general has a lot of anxiety. All she does is stay in my room and hugs my clothes. What the hell? She is withdrawn from all her friend circles. She doesn't go to college anymore. She barely eats. She does send me a bunch of emails, but they go to trash and she's blocked on all of my social media. Now, Abby and some of Anna's friends have contacted me and asked me to get back with her because if this goes on, she would die. They know what's happened between them because the ex-boyfriend told them. He was just using her for sex and did make that clear to her. He was unaware of the fact that she was in a relationship. He ended things when he felt she was developing feelings. But still, her friends ask me to talk to her again, even just as a friend. Ideally, I should feel no sympathy towards her. She was well aware of the ramifications of her decisions. She could have told me, and maybe I could have forgiven her. She could have broken up with me. She could have done a number of things which would have resulted in this being much more pleasant for both of us. I really don't want to talk to her again, but I am concerned for her. And feel a bit guilty over the fact that she is deteriorating mentally and physically over me. I'm helpless. I feel like I overreacted. I feel like she deserves closure at least. I don't know. I feel guilty because I cut my sister out of my life. I need some unbiased opinion on my reaction, and some advice would be greatly appreciated. Now she can experiment all she wants with her ex-boyfriend. She's panicking because she lost her safety net. Honestly, OP dodged a bullet. OP, you don't have to feel guilty for her panic attacks. None of this is on you. Yes, she needs help, but it shouldn't come from you. As for your sister, it was really a crappy move on her part. Keep low contact with her. And now to the update. First of all, I'd like to thank every person who lent me an ear. I haven't been able to respond to a lot of comments, but I have read every single one. So some people suggest that I should have a conversation with her. In all honesty, I don't think I am ready to face her anytime soon. The conversation she was having with Abby made me feel very inferior, and I don't want to feel that way again. That is part of the reason why I ghosted her instead of kicking her out. Her apathy towards the whole thing was really hurtful. I don't want to see her or get back with her ever again, just to be clear. Her mental state has always been fragile, and she constantly changes therapists because they are not good enough or it was not working. She is on medication for her anxiety. I'm fairly certain she has her medication with her, but I don't think she has been taking them. I still feel responsible for her, though. As for my sister, I don't know how long it will take for me to talk to her again, but now I most certainly can't. I'll post an update in a day or two if something happens. She's a nutcase. It seems like this is just another one of her manipulation tactics. Don't feel responsible for her. Reach out to her family so they can take care of her. And good luck, OP. And that's it for today. Dear viewers, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out. See you next time. Bye-bye.